Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 12th to the 18th of February 2024. So this week we have both Mars and Venus moving into Aquarius, and both of them immediately meeting with Pluto. So we recently had Mercury meeting with Pluto, and that was very much an opportunity to align to higher consciousness, as Mercury is the mind and Pluto is a transformative force going from base to crown. So with that mind clearing, higher consciousness, purification of our thoughts, all of those energies that we had with Mercury meeting with Pluto around the 6th last week. Then this week we have the 14th, which is when Mars moves into Aquarius and meets with Pluto. So Mars is our passion, and where we take our soul force energy and direct it. It's our dynamism, it's our rocket fuel and our excitement. So the real meditation for the beginning part of the week is to tune in to what excites us, because that's very much the signpost going forwards as we let go of old paradigms, obligations, responsibilities, complying to the system, keeping our head down. That kind of Capricorn energy is leaving now, and with the Aquarius energy coming in, it's independent sovereignty and inner purity. So what excites us is actually our soul talking to us, giving us clues, signals, which we can follow if we're quiet and aware. So with Mars moving to Aquarius, this happens every other year, but then meeting with Pluto to transform that part of us, this hasn't happened for hundreds of years, then this is really a mighty combination. On a lower level, Mars can be the little ego. Ego is very necessary because it individuates each of us, but the lower ego tied to the personality is where the problems come in. So any anger, any power struggles, any attachment to defending that personality story, then they can come up to be transmuted as well. So the lower level can be dissolved, and then we can reach the higher level where we take our motivation, our dynamism, our passion and our spark, and we actively choose to point it upwards to raise that energy to a higher level. So we can see there that the 14th and the days around that very much geared towards that as our focus. But then by the 17th we have Venus moving into Aquarius and meeting with Pluto. And next week Mars and Venus will meet further on in Aquarius themselves. But for now, Venus into Aquarius meeting with Pluto. So we've had a look at Mercury, raising our conscious mind, aligning our thoughts, tuning in with inspiration, all to do with the mind. Then Mars, passion and life force energy, where we place our energy, where we direct our passion. And now Venus, the heart space, what we care about, why we care, who we are really when we stop thinking and just stay centered and present. So there's a real heart purification here. Uranus has been travelling through Taurus for a fair few years now, deconditioning the heart, because Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, and we have to come out of the conditioned ideas of relationships or seeking love outside of ourselves. So this is a mirror of that, but with a lot more immediate power. So bearing in mind it's the week of Valentine's Day, this is looking very interesting for a complete renovation and revisal of relationships, of the masculine Mars, of the feminine Venus. And the answer is really simple with Aquarius. You are the frequency that you're feeling, is what you're transmitting. So if you can purify and simplify and stay more present, then we're not transmitting complicated or fearful waves and attracting that back to us. And that's where the sovereign independence comes in. Can you realise that you're unique, completely different to everyone else? Your chart shows you your vibrational signature that you designed. But to step into our uniqueness, take responsibility for our transmission, and have the discipline and sovereignty to start to live from that space is what both of these alignments are tuning us into this week. So it's really important to know your chart now, to get to know those unique frequencies, to engage with astrology, which is an Aquarian study, the frequency and the meaning of the angles of the stars. It's a lot simpler than you'd imagine. Each one of these planets is a part of you. Mercury, the mind; Mars, the drive; Venus, the heart. So you can learn this from the inside out, as you will have lived and felt many of these archetypes inside of you without even realising. So we're in the new moon waxing phase. Everything's full steam ahead. All the planets are direct. Now we've got these Pluto fires renovating. Personal planets, last week Mercury, this week Mars on the 14th and Venus on the 17th. So those are our meditations and our studies and our focus for this week, as these energies won't come again, so it's really worth going as deep as you possibly can in this time of purification. So if you'd like to see where this is happening for you, I am available, zoehind7@gmail.com, for readings, courses and coaching using your unique chart as a base. And I post these videos on YouTube, Zoe Astro, Facebook, AstroZo, and Instagram, ZoeHind7. So intensely, deeply purifying and transformative week. If we can put all our attention there, then there's some real healing and elevation that can come out of these very rare combinations. And this is all prepping us for the Aquarian way of being that we're now in. So wishing you a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week.